Hey, we're live. We're live. Welcome. Welcome. So now we're at day two, ages, and I wanted to see what kind of stuff that they had today. I waited until after 10 my time, mountain time, and the idea is that oh look, it's the abyss. This is what it looks like when you go to Valhalla. It's just the openness, right? It's just the light through the door or the gate. Okay. Oh man.
Invictus launch week. Not only marks the
Invictus
graduation
launch
of the
week.
latest class of
Invictus
Starfighter
launch
pilots
week.
entering service into the UEE Navy.
Entering
Senior
service
pilot
into the UEE. Man, it just sounds like hell. Oh, we're still at Anvil. Oh no, 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 no. When does this reset? I'm confused. I'm confused. I'm confused. I think I take an elevator to go to the ballistas. I didn't realize this yesterday. Um, how do I get there? Invictus Ship Week. I would have thought it would have updated already. You are here. Maybe downstairs. Maybe that's what the little circle thingies mean. Yeah, I was going through this yesterday. I don't know why it hasn't updated to day two because it is the second day. Ah, the ballista. I am a proud owner of one of these. Can you climb up this? It just lets you rent it. So what do we have here? Oh, we have drop seats. One, two, three, four. Look at all that luggage. That's epic. So this just has drop seats and then open. Beautifully animated. Beautifully animated. Okay, and then you have so no just a weapons racks. Okay, so just a personnel carrier. That's it. And looks like two yellow jackets on the top. Very nice. Man, just fucking modeled beautifully. Beautifully modeled. Look at the ram gate. Beautifully modeled. I would actually I would actually like to take this, but I think the problem that you run into is there's only three vehicles that can support hauling these things around, and I would love to take this and do bounties with it. Take this to I think these plates right there are not where they're supposed to be. I think they're off centered. Maybe that's by design, but um, let's see. Oh, you can't rent. So we have a bunch of missiles. I love the design for this. Oh, we have some leveling platforms. Beautiful. So there's not too much difference here. You have a do we have ability to access intergun turret? Let's see what we got. Oh, nice. We have power on. Okay, target. Very nice. The ability to change MFDs. Yep, yep. So let me turn my flashlight off. I apologize. Oh no, no, no. Oh, it's targeting even though. Okay, why? I got my flashlight on in here. I'm high beam and shit. There we go. Let's do this again. I'm a little frustrated by its fact that it's still Invictus. I mean, it's still so you could do target, menu. You do. There you go. I like that better. You can see my Tobii eye tracker works good in here. All right, and then Y. Very nice. I like how it's thought out. It's a tremendous amount of turn the light back on. I like their little fire extinguisher in the console there, the little pod. I'm just looking at the fidelity. I love the display. I'd like to own a vehicle like this in real life, like a camper, an RV where it had this shape in the front, this wedge shape. That's crazy. Find a chassis, find a find like a Mitsubishi 2-ton chassis and do this front end, um, but make it an RV, and then have it, obviously boxed off, but they did a fantastic job. But yeah, I'd like to make a recreational vehicle like this. Okay, nice, very nice. So let me see if I can figure out. It's interesting how they model these big wedgy flat steps. Let me turn that off. It's interesting how okay, so this is, let me see if I can figure the website out, because I know that let me see here. It's not what I want to do. Having some technical difficulties. Okay, Victus Week is here, right? And then I'm scrolling down, trying to figure out what when the scheduling is for the scroll. There's some more. Let's see. Anvil Aerospace. It says the 21st. So for me, it's the 21st. And yesterday, this came live at, let me see, view buying options. Let's see what they have here. 120 months. Okay, so they've added a few more things. Let me see what they have for the Terrapin. So I'm at the website, right? I'm looking at the website, and they have, obviously they have the scroll for more options, and they're showing. And I bought this package. I did because there was a couple reasons. I melted down a bunch of. It come to this realization. I melted down a bunch of stuff where it just wasn't in the game, and I'm like, why am I hanging on to like data running ships that I've owned for 5 or 6 years at this point? So I just melted everything down and bought one of these larger packages. Let's see, upgrade now. So they're doing. Oh, this is the upgrade. They're doing the. Okay, let's see. I don't want to do that. They're doing the arrow though. This arrow is phenomenal. It is so fun and it maneuvers and handles so well. Oh, here we go. You have the ballista, which we just looked at. Um, I have a this I love this thing. I have a crush on this. This is like my secret love because it's so robust. And oh, they're just selling it as standalone. Holy shit! They haven't sold this as standalone. View buying options. They haven't sold this as standalone in a hot minute. Hot minute. Oh, we have paint jobs. Man, they want a lot of money for that paint job. Holy shit. They want a lot of money. So what is this? Oh, the blue. What do we got here? What do we got here? You got the oh, is it a dual? Is that what I seen? Is it the dual package? I thought there was a gray one. Am I losing my mind? There's a white. Okay, it's both. I thought there was a third one. Okay. So the thing with the Carrack, what's relevant about the Carrack, I can't believe they have a standalone. Um, VFG Industrial Hangar Kraken name. Wow, they're doing the name thing. That's is great right here. 600 bucks. Like I know it's the most expensive shit, but it's also the most capable and functional. So, interesting. They split that out. Okay. What is this? View buying options. Let's see what this is. This is a Crucible, 120 months. So that's 10 years. So if you, for those folks of you who don't know, Like that's forever. That's forever. That's basically lifetime insurance, And a lot of corporations, uh, legally, they consider 7 years to be lifetime. So when they're doing their package advertising and they're like lifetime warranty, legally they're saying that they will do a 7 year warranty. Not Star Citizen or CGI, but I'm just saying like if you buy a pocket knife or you buy, a ratchet or something. It's let me see, upgrade your current ship, the chassis. This ship retains. So it's not flight ready. It's a concept. So it's a paper ship. It's a concept ship. Um, what's it supposed to do? Is it a repair platform, mobile repair platform? That's interesting. And I'm kind of surprised that the Carrack doesn't do that now. Um, and it looks like they got an Anvil arrow in there. I mean, they got a, Hornet in there. So it's going to be pretty big if they can fit Hornets and uh, maybe they can fit a you know a Hurricane in there too. So it looks like it can just really support fighters, allow you to rearm and support fighters. Interesting. Let's go back. Uh, so this just says upgrade now. Let's tab this way. So there's so many variances of Hornets. Um, so this is like, see, the one that I really want is, so this bad boy comes fully upgraded, and they're all the same really, and you can customize, like you can take this one and pretty much turn it into this one with in-game modules. You're not going to have the paint job, and then this one is my favorite because it's dual cockpit. And what I like about it, man, that's 180 bucks. And what I like about it though is you can take a buddy with you. And what I really like about it is that when you're solo, the turret is slave to you. And the reason why I like that is because it's just, even though you split your damage in half when your buddy's with you, it allows him to do the targeting, so your proficiency goes up. But when you're running solo, and these things are tanky, they're real tanky. I mean, you can drop your shields and still fight for like 2 or 3 minutes with no shields. They're so tanky. And then I've never used this one. This is supposed to be your tracker. And whenever you see these pods, usually there's increased radar, but they haven't implemented that into the game. So basically, this is a beautiful, beautiful color scheme, though. But basically, that is a non-feature. And that's one of my biggest pet peeves is they sell ships, feature sets that don't exist in the game yet. Let's see. This is their Ghost. So this is supposed to be their stealth model. And then again, they say that this is the one that you want to buy and then tailor out, like convert it out to these other configurations in game because it's the cheapest, I think. Let's see. No, it's 110. And I think this is just a cargo. This gives you like 2 SCU of cargo. So you can throw some ammo in there and do some bunker missions and pick some armor stuff up. I think that this one has a tremendous amount of potential. I know a lot of YouTubers will shit on it and they'll be like, oh, it's trash, it's slow. I wish they would, and this may never happen, but the turret is not slaved. And I wish that they would do the exact same thing as the Super Hornet and slave it to the cockpit. And then when you have your buddy with you, he can have control because it's not like super powerful in the aspect of, it's got a crazy amount of guns. Its sweet spot is it's got four tier 5. They call them tortillas, torpedoes. And it's weird because after 4 they're the same thing and they have the same mechanic, but they all of a sudden evolve into torpedoes. So it's like a weird size thing. And that's not how they work in real life. In real life you have rockets, and then after 75 kilometers they turn into missiles. And then but here they've kind of used this terminology to where it's maybe that's how they're doing it here. And I'm looking at the size 5 variants. Maybe rockets are like 2,500 meters, missiles are like 10K, and anything over 10K turns into torpedoes. That would make sense. That would make sense if that's their logic in doing this. But this This is actually kind of a fairly big ship, but if it had the increased, if they implemented the radar and kind of fleshed out the radar system like 2.0 radar and these dishes that are on the back, if they if they were functional the way that they like, kind of like they advertise it, this is an amazing ship. Highly recommend this ship. Highly recommend this ship. It's feature complete. Everything works. It's gimbaled. You can change out. It's not like it does a ton of power. It's not OP. It's just very enjoyable to fly, and it allows you to participate in PvE, PvP. In this mission, you can do ERTs. With this thing, you can do ERTs. Like you can do HVRTs, which is out of the missions. There's six tiers of missions. You can basically do tier 6 and tier 5 with this thing. It's hard. It's hard. Tier 5s are okay, but I've been able to do a tier 6 with this. And ground vehicles are not really feature set in the game yet, unfortunately. You can't go wrong with this. It's got 4 SCU in here, and so you can load up like 6 or 7 or 15 sets of armor. You can carry 2 buddies around. Super agile. It's a great vehicle. I picked this up. I love it. I've been doing some testing about log offs because I had the Caterpillar, and whenever I'd log off into the bed, I was having problems because I would log back in and I would be at a space station, and then my Caterpillar that I had my load on would be like in the abyss. It would just be, it'd say it was somewhere, and I would go there and it wasn't there, and like the bed funk. But this thing is almost like a mini space station. This thing is fantastic. It's awkward, it's heavy, and it doesn't have any pilot weapons. But I think in the future, when they introduce blades, you'll be able to AI your weapon systems, and it'll really be have its sweet spot. You might not see this for 2 years. I wouldn't recommend this, even though it's feature complete and everything's functional in the game. It's just not. There's better options for the money. This is kind of a niche thing. This kind of plays like the Buccaneer with the weapon loadout. I'll do a bunch of bounties in it and see how it loads out. If you were going to get a Hornet, this is the one I would get. This has a multi-crew. Everything's feature complete. It's fantastic. Not really feature complete because radar isn't fully implemented into the game yet. They're like on 0 version. Same thing with this construct of a stealth model. The issue is that stealth it was in the game, but then it got pulled out for a rework, and they haven't re-implemented it into the game, so it's not really feature complete. You can argue yes and no with this because missiles work, but they're doing a rework, right? And then this is a niche thing. I could see after they do the missile torpedo rework, like in the next 6 months, where this thing could be a beast, but then you're still having the issue where you're not really feature complete because radar isn't fully implemented. So the idea is this thing's supposed to pick up target at like 20k out and still have a somewhat of a stealth element, and be able to derp targets at 15k out with these tier 5 torpedoes, and then they can't even see you, and then you disappear, right? And then you're like, oh shit, and that creates a gameplay loop where if someone derps me at 50k out, I'm like, oh, I got to go find him, right? And then I got to start doing cloverleaf patterns in order to figure out where this guy's at. Same thing here. Combat wise, this is a very beautiful ship, and it's got this back pod back here, and the issue with this is that this back pod, you can log out in it, and so it acts as a bed, but it's really supposed to be a prisoner detainee thing, and they don't have that game loop where you go capture people, and you don't go capture people, so it's like 1.5. Is it feature complete? It's like 9.5 feature complete. It's not. You can use it, but it's not what its intended use is for. But it's a crazy looking ship. I mean, it's awesome looking. This is the meta. This right here is the meta. The problem with this is you don't really open it up until you have a second person. And this top turret doesn't slave to the bottom turret, but this thing is a beast. This thing is phenomenal, and I highly recommend this. But I actually, if you're a solo player and you don't have anybody to play with, I actually recommend the Super Horn. I know a lot of people are going to disagree with this, but I've run tons of bounties in this, and I enjoy this one way over some of the other ships. There's a kind of a trick to it though, is you have to pitch in to the turn, and it pitches really quick. If you try to fly like with a yaw, like the arrow flies right here. Let me go to the arrow. The arrow flies really well at a yaw, side to side. All the hornets fly really well into a pitch, so you can turn around immediately if you pitch into something. And as long as you understand that their strength is the pitch and the turnaround, um, they're very, very effective. And that's where a lot of people dig on them, is they don't really understand the pitch versus yaw maneuvering, and so that's where they get into trouble. And so this is kind of like, you've been playing for a while, or you have a buddy that you play with, and you guys just grind shit out nonstop. This is the game meta. This is the big boy. Like, this thing does so much crazy alpha damage, but it's contingent on you having a partner. Not in the game yet, but looks phenomenal. Not in the game yet, but looks phenomenal. This has, and you can see he's loading a tank in there. So there's a lot of possibility. I can't wait for them to introduce more ground vehicle stuff, because I would really enjoy that. So here's another thing. This ship looks, I can't believe how much they're asking for this. This ship looks amazing, right? This ship, and it says Exploration Pathfinder. Like, what does Pathfinder mean? What is Pathfinder? It's kind of a weird, it says flight ready, fly today for free, but the issue is special upgrade offer. But the issue is that there's nothing to find. But the like, what are you going to find? There's no floating derelicts that just randomly spawn that you could go find treasures in space. There's, you're just looking for players that you can PvP with, but the implementation of, this ship looks crazy though. Let me log back in. I wonder if they reset the, I kind of messed up there. I was going over, kind of talking through some of this stuff. This thing looks so awesome, and it is 100% feature complete. And yeah, I've seen so much gameplay of this, and it is, when you look at because one of the strengths of this game is its ability to have multi-crew, that player participation is hands down the biggest strength of this game. And the more stuff that they can build into that loop, the better it is. And this ship takes part in that. It's got a small SCU. What's weird is this hangar is much bigger than the hangar on the Drake Cutlass, and the Drake Cutlass has got black has got the 46 SCU of cargo. This has only got 30 SCU of cargo, but yet the bay is twice as big. They need to go back and do a revisit on this. But yeah, if you go through and look at all these, there's only a couple recommendations. And I was just going to touch on this. So this little symbol right here means that you're a concierge, and that you've invested over $1,000 into the game to get this concierge, to have access to these. And so this price is new money going into the game. So basically you're breaking out your credit card. And this price is if you you melt your stuff down, and because let's say you buy a bunch of ships and then you realize that none of them are feature complete, and then you're like, you look at this package and you're like, okay, well, out of all the ships, 95%, well, let's say 70% of them are completely feature complete except for the radar. But that's kind of a whole nother ball of wax. And you're like, okay, because you can still use radar, right? But it's not really, there's not like a deep space scan, and that's what those big pods are supposed to be. So this is where you melt all your stuff down. So that's what I did yesterday. Is I went and I melted down a whole bunch of ships, and I picked this up. I threw a little bit of cash on top of it, and I picked this up because it gave me the most feature complete inventory. Plus, I wanted the Carrack, and the Carrack, even though there's supposed to be a drone bay, outside of the drone bay, it's feature complete, and it holds 490, 486 SCU. So you can still use it for a cargo run, and you still can. I don't know what those little things popping up were. I've never seen that before. Right there, those little things pop up. Like, what's that? And it's supposed to be an exploration ship, so that means that scan feature, that deep space scan feature, is but it's phenomenal. It acts like a space station. Like you can take a ship like the Pisces, you target the ship and hold in, and that top deck will be brrr, it'll open up and it'll act like a hangar, an internal hangar. And I would actually like to see, like, if I were to have a wish list, my number one thing is I wish that they would populate the comms, of structures and like world interaction stuff at the top. So if you go to a space station and your friends list move down, right? So your friends lists are always at the bottom, and stations and stuff that you like have to land at always stay populated at the top. Number two is I wish they would introduce more parasite or pocket ships to interact with some of these other vessels like the Pisces, but I would like to see another small pocket type of aircraft that interact with some of these other vessels, because that expands that multi-role setup. Let me refresh this. But hopefully that's a pretty good breakdown of the website and what they've got. As I logged in yesterday, they didn't have all that stuff. I might have done a different purchase setup, but what I did do though is I was able to get, because I bought that little bit bigger package, now I got lifetime insurance on everything. And some of those, let me check the tab. Let me tab this back over. But hopefully that's a pretty good little breakdown, or a pretty good little analogy of, oh, hey, I got some folks that popped in. Nice. I got some folks that popped in. But hopefully that's a pretty good little analogy of the website. I hope you like that. I hope that gives you some context. Let me refresh the website and see if they've, because what was weird about it is that it was supposed to be day 2, and it's still not day 2. Let me refresh this. Yeah, it's supposed to be day 2, and I'm wondering like how come it's not updated? You know what I mean? How come it's not updated? Because yesterday Invictus started at 2100, and if you could give me a like to help me out with the algorithm, and I'm just gonna go over there and look around on the and I'll give a tutorials, like if you log in at the bed, I'll show you how to get there, and we'll walk around the ships. The problem with the way that the ships are currently in there, though, is when you mouse over them, you don't really have access to the modules. You don't have access to opening up the panel, because when you mouse over it, it just says rent. So you can't like play with the buttons and play with the interaction of the stuff. And so that kind of is a double-edged sword. It's nice to be able to see that, but that's one of my biggest pet peeves, though, is they release ships, they release items with the projection of a feature set, and then you're like 3 years later. Don't get me wrong, I'm pro CGI, I'm pro space. I love the game, but I wish that aspect of feature sets and ship sales were managed a little better, right? Don't put a ship out if that feature set isn't going to be available in the next 6 months, period. Like if you're like, oh, we could have this feature, okay, well, you put that shit on your roadmap, and if it's not coming in the next 6 months, do not release ships that cannot support that feature set, period. That's my biggest pet peeve because I shouldn't be buying a Javelin for 3K and then here it is 10 years later that you can't support the feature set because you can't support an 80-man crew to drive a Javelin. And I could go on and on and on about that, like those MISC Reliant, they have the Science ship. That ship's been out since like 2018 or 2016, and at this point they need a complete rework, and they have the news vehicle. Like that shit's never coming. I'll be fucking 50 years old by the time that shit comes. So why are they selling those ships if they don't have feature sets for them? So they need to, it's great to have them, right? It's great to have them like on the books, but don't offer them for sale until, don't waste the time developing it and coming up with modules if you don't have the feature in the game. Oh, I know, I'm kind of a little bit of rant there, but that's my only. So this Drake, this mule, right? This mule that they're supposed to come out with the SCU and the cargo, like looks fantastic, right? Looks fantastic. And I would like for them to come out with like 4 or 5 versions of that. I would love for them to do. I'm refilling my coffee. I'm filling my coffee back up. I would love for them to do like, the cargo variant, the rocket launcher variant, the machine gun variant, the tow truck variant. I don't think it should have been called the Drake though. I really think it should have been an Argos. I think they named it Drake because Drake has such a fan following. All the Drake fanboys would buy that shit. But the issue is, right? The issue is that you can't haul cargo with it with the forklift. So they're selling a feature set that is not in the game. So for the love of God, man, that thing better be feature complete in 6 months, right? Or they're gonna bring some bad voodoo. Like, don't sell me some shit that's not gonna work in the next patch or two. So, I mean, I know that's just some little bit of rant, and that's becoming my quickest because that's, oh shit, no, oh, I missed it. I was chopping off my coffee, but yeah, feature complete, and I think that's a big, like I melted that caterpillar, and I love the caterpillar, but when I started doing those, if you look at my channel, I started doing those shipping missions, trucking missions, and I realized the problem with a it sucks to do those missions in a Caterpillar compared to a Starlifter. It sucks. And what I realized was, it's a bitch to get out of. It is a bitch to get out of. And they need to redo the cargo, the way that the cargo is in there, because the cargoes block the ladders. So here you have this ship. When you load it up from cargo, you block half your access, and then the door on the left doesn't work, and then the airlock doesn't work. So you have all these doors that don't work, and so there's all these features that they've gotten into that they've promised, and here it is, like, 5 years later. And so I was like, you know what? I'm melting it. I'm just gonna use that money and buy a Starlifter, which is 98% feature complete. You know what I mean? So that's a big component. Hey, just say something in chat, would you? Just give me a like, say something in chat, help me out. Just trying to get the algorithm up. Let me close this out. I was kind of hoping that they would refresh the website, and I'm really surprised that the Terrapin though is so expensive. I gotta get my head wrapped around. I gotta get my head wrapped around why that is. I'm trying to figure out why they haven't moved on to the second day of Invictus. I'm trying to figure out what, because it's the second day. It's or maybe each day is let me look. Maybe I'm perceiving this wrong. Maybe it's the second one starts on the 22nd, and maybe I'm just a little confused about the timeline. I'm trying to find the website that shows Invictus launch week, that shows the days. Okay, wave 1, wave 2, guild system, fly now page. Trying to figure out the dates again. About this event, scroll down. Yeah, I'm a little confused because if I'm gonna go re-look at some of this stuff, and that way I can splice up this video with tags and kind of give some good context to some of the stuff that's in there, you know, and give some perspective on the size. But hopefully it will. Okay, and I kind of messed up. Like, so what you have to do is you get off on pad. You get off on pad 1, and then you button hook it around to pad 3 is what you do, and that is oh, you bitch, and that's how you get to Invictus. Um, yeah. So hopefully the that helps out. Hopefully that. Here, let me get this lined up a little better. I'm uploading a video right now too. I'm multitasking. There we go. 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 Okay, so F1. Man, I've gotten crushed on the money. I want to go. Do I not have aviation in here? Do I not have a star map in here?
Next stop, the Vision Center.
Does it not
World-class events and entertainment.
open? Okay. There we go. Copy. I'm doing a little bit of video editing on the side while I wait for this. Wait for this thing. Uploading a little video. Gaming tag. Pace. Like multitasking here. Next. Did a little video on like how to find Orson because it can be does it let me download this thumbnail? Save image as. Kind of hoping it would let me save image as. Save. How big is this thing? Okay, F1. We're coming up to it. So maybe day 2 starts on the 22nd. Maybe I'm just a little confused. Let me see here. Where's my thing at? There we go. Let's see here.
At the Vision Center. Approaching next station. If this is your stop, please prepare to disembark.
Okay, there we go. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Well, I guess that's a good indicator to end the video, right? Holy doo doo. Doo doo. All right. All right. Hey folks, thanks for watching. And remember to like and subscribe.